Hey guys, what's up? It's your boy K Breezy here. I hope that all of you watching this having an awesome day. And in today's video, I'm going to be going over and breaking down the top 5 best tips that I've learned from studying pro players. I'm kind of, just analyze and detail why they're able to perform at such high levels so consistently. Also, be sure to stay until the end of today's video because all the tips that I'm going to be giving out, they kind of just, coincide with one another. So if you don't stay until the end, you won't get the full benefits of watching today's vid. But if you're excited to dominate the competition in your next match and you're just an all-around amazing person, be sure to let me know down below by hitting that like button. And while you're at it, if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon because then you don't have to worry about missing out on some of the latest Call of Duty news or a post from this channel. And before we get started, I just want to let it be known that yes, technically I'm not a pro. I wasn't invited to CWL or any MLG events or anything like that. But I just really feel like these tips that I'm going to be mentioning really helped improve my gameplay, make me feel, just much more confident overall as a player. Enough of that though, and let's go ahead and just get started with the first tip in today's vid, which is to hold a power position in Modern Warfare. If you don't know what a power position is, it's basically like quarantining a section of the map, and anybody that comes in there, you just give them with the old 3-piece combo. What I mean is holding down a certain area and having a predestined route that you run regardless what the enemy is doing. That way you don't have to worry about getting shot in the back or anything like that, because you already know all the ins and outs of the route that you're running. You already know where the enemy could or is most likely to be. That way you're never going to be caught off guard because that's your area, that's your A-town, and if anybody comes in there, then it's a wrap. When you're choosing a power position, you really want to stay to the outside lanes of the map. I know it's not really any 3-lane maps in this game, and the maps are pretty confusing because there's so many doors and stuff you can open up, but try to stay out of the middle of the map as much as you can when you're picking your power position. But pick somewhere where the enemies are going to consistently be, where like the points of contact and like how they could possibly kill you. And when you are out in the open, since you're going to be moving around, because I'm not talking about camping, make sure that you prioritize always having cover nearby and you're not just running into the middle of the map to get a quick kill. A good example of a pro player that holds power positions would be like Swag. If you've ever watched any of his videos or anything like that, then you probably noticed he doesn't run around the map a whole lot. He really just stays in one kind of general area and moves depending on the enemy spawn. But once he gets an area, he kind of just holds it down, and that works to his advantage because he doesn't have to worry about those oddball deaths. I guess what I'm trying to say is don't run around scavenging for kills. There's no reason to scavenge for kills. Just hold your area, hold your lane, be patient, stay calm, and the kills will come to you before you know it. This will take a little while to get used to, especially if you like to play really aggressive, which you can, but like I was saying, it's much easier to just hold an area than just run around the whole entire map getting 1 or 2 kills here and there versus going on an easy 20 kill streak because you know where everybody's going to come to you from. You know what I'm saying? For tip number 2, I would say be aware of when and where you're sprinting to, because you could be setting up yourself for a very disastrous play without even knowing it. What I really mean is, sprinting around corners is probably one of the main things you don't want to do, because somebody is, lurking around a corner, because people play really slow paced in this game. They already have an advantage over you versus they were the ones sprinting around the corner and you walked around that corner or pre-fired or pre-aimed around that corner. Now you don't have to worry about that sprint to fire speed, because so you're already one move ahead of them already, like straight off the bat. This really just applies to any situation, because if you can give yourself an advantage, do so. And one easy way to give yourself an advantage is just don't sprint around that corner. Just stop sprinting and just walk around it. Or if enemies right there, don't try to sprint and just rush in for a kill. Play it smart, play it safe. Just pre-fire or pre-aim, and go around that corner. So I guess what I'm trying to say here is, play with confidence, but just let the kills come to you. Like I said before, don't run around scavenging for kills. There's no reason to scavenge for kills. That's what gets you killed. That's why you keep getting shot in the back from a place you didn't even know they're at, because you're just running around the map trying to get 1 or 2 kills. You just have to play it. I'm not saying play it slow, but just play it like laid back. You can still play aggressively, but don't play to the point where like you're just scatterbrained everywhere around the map. You know what I'm saying? So I guess what I'm really saying is don't rush for kills and just let them come to you when possible. This is something else you're gonna kind of have to do, like purposely do, like consciously make an effort to do at first, but the more you do it, it'll become a habit, and you'll just, you'll do it without even thinking. It's something I need to work on myself, and it's really helpful and really useful overall. Tip number 3 is you should use your teammates kind of like pawns, such as in like a chess match or something. I'm not saying you have to treat them like crap. I'm saying like know your teammates' positions and know where they are and what they're doing. That way you know where the enemy isn't and where they should be. And I guess this really goes back to like having map awareness, because at all times you want to be in the enemy's head. You want to think, what would I do if I was the enemy in this same situation? Where they would be, where they're spawning at, and just having overall that map awareness is really key to going on those longer kill streaks. And this is easier in game modes like domination, where you have more or less predetermined spawns. I know they're going to flip, but like not that often. But even in game modes like team deathmatch and kill confirm, using your teammates to determine where the enemy is and where they're spawning is really key to avoid getting shot in the back and ending the kill streak early. Also, you can use your teammates. I'm not saying, like I said, don't treat them like crap, but let's say you and your teammate are about to go into a hallway. If you can, let your teammate go first to see if there's somebody there. I know that you have the mentality of like, man, I need to get that kill first, or man, I only got an assist. But while I know the minimap functions a bit differently from the way it did in previous titles in the series, it still serves a really valid purpose and helps you keep your head on your shoulders. For tip number 4, I would have to say warm up in a private match whenever it's possible, just before you start playing with like bots, and turn your aim assist off. This is really just to warm up your aim and get your muscle memory going, your blood flowing, all that good stuff. It's something that almost every pro player does before a gaming session. And something the average Joe doesn't think about, because you're just trying to get in there and get in straight to the action. But taking this little bit of extra time to just practice with some bots and make sure you have everything down pat before you hop into a match will help you avoid that long death streak that you go on at the start of a play session. I guess if you're on like PC or something, you could just hop into an aim trainer. Kind of serve the same purpose, but for most of the, I'm guessing, console people that are watching this, I honestly don't know, but but making it a habit to hop into a private match with some bots and challenging yourself that way before you start playing real people is really a good habit to start. For tip number 5, this really isn't about your playstyle, but it's more so about the kind of mentality that you have to have when you're playing, or really just life in general. But every single game that you go into, you want to have the mentality that you are the best person in that lobby. And I'm not trying to say, be Johnny Bravo and get all cocky with it. That's not what I'm trying to say. What I'm saying is, if you don't think that you can do it, if you don't think you can beat any person one-on-one in that lobby, then you can't. A good person that summarizes what I'm trying to say is Henry Ford, who stated, if you think you can or you think you can't do something, you're right. And what that basically says is, if you don't think you can do it, you're not going to do it because you're not going to try. If you think you can do it and you have the skills and aptitude to do it, then you can, because you're going to push yourself harder and harder to do it. Let's say, for instance, you have all the skills and all the right classes, the right lobby and everything to drop a nuke, drop your first nuke in Call of Duty. But if you don't think you can drop a nuke, you're not going to try to drop a nuke. You're not going to do everything you can. I'm not saying you're just going to sit there and lie down, but I'm just saying you're not going to be like, man, ain't no point. Maybe I'll get a Harrier this game. Like, you're not going to really push yourself to keep trying. And it's not easy. I know I go on death streaks. I get called out. I get called names and everything for being a tryhard. But it's better to know that I gave my everything versus just like today's school, just going through the motions. Don't go through the motions. Give it everything you got, and I promise that you'll see results, and I promise that you'll see improvements in your overall gameplay. But with that, guys, covered some of the best tips that I've learned from studying pro players in Modern Warfare. Some of these things I still need to work on myself, but I've already noticed that it's been helping me in my gameplay, and I've been able to go on those longer streaks and get those longer score streaks to, brighten my friends and whatnot. And what they say, practice makes perfect, so while you may not hop into your next match and just drop a tactical nuke, the more of these tips that you make a habit, the better. Pros like Shroud or Dismo or Swag didn't just fall on top of the mountain. They had to work every day to get there and get what they got, even if we didn't see it publicly. And while we're on the subject of pros, if you could pick any pro to run a 2v2 tournament with you, who'd you pick? Because right now for me, it'd probably be either Swag or the Korean Savage, because they're both honestly goated in my opinion. But there's other actual legitimate MLG pros like Scump or Nate Shot, or whoever you want to pick. Just let me know down below, because I'm really curious to see who you would choose. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon, because then you don't have to worry about missing out some of the latest Call of Duty news or a post from this channel. And if you enjoyed today's video or found it helpful in any way, please consider leaving a like down below, because that really helps me out and lets me know what kind of videos that you guys like to watch. Also, feel free to comment down below how you feel about Modern Warfare, or just any video ideas that you have for the channel in general. But thank you guys again so much for watching, and as always, it's your boy KB, signing off. Peace.